Jaden! Beautiful stadium, beautiful day, big win for us. Marcus was great, but it's not Jaden
I
Daniels.
think we'll get a win today. Good to have Jaden Daniels back. We need him back.
Number 5 is back today.
Right.
Thank God. And it's my birthday.
A shaky start, down 10-0. Not to worry. Back in the saddle, JD5. The Commanders came charging back with 27 unanswered points, fueled by 2 forced turnovers from a defense starving to make their mark.
No, we did what we had to do out there today, and that was great to see.
Yeah, we just kept our composure, played with each other, communicated, and, we just trust the game.
A rookie running back added his flavor, punching in 2 touchdowns to seal the comeback feast.
It was good to have Fire back out there to be able to do his thing, but shout out to Young Bill. Just stud, great guy, great player. I'm excited to see his growth in the league.
A good win for the Commanders? Yes, indeed. But next up, the Chicago Bears. Buckle up, a lot to unpack on this week's Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus.
The man is back, y'all. We're back. Call your mama, call your daddy. We're back and we're back. We're back. Tony McGee's back, y'all. We're back. Tony McGee. Come on. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus. Tony McGee, Pro Football Plus.
People don't know the real story of what happened.
It was an unbelievable series of events and an unbelievable time.
Their championship was taken away from them in 1969. We are living in their championship now.
50-some years later, good is coming from it. They are impacting state after state after state after state.
And we're going to show the world how to love.
Crystal City Sports Pub, located in the heart of National Landing, is ranked one of the top 20 sports bars in the country. We are open 365 days a year. Crystal City Sports Pub, with its laid-back atmosphere, is the place to be. We offer 3 levels, over 100 TVs, an 18-foot video wall, pool tables, 3 full bars featuring 11 beers on tap, an extensive menu, and super friendly staff. We offer on- and off-site catering and ample space to host private parties and gatherings. Come experience Crystal City Sports Pub. It is the place to be.
Yeah, I'm smiling. I told you these guys are for real. And when you take a look at it, one thing was the answer this weekend. Now let's look at somebody finally beat Philadelphia. So that makes them look even better. Dallas is hanging in there. The Giants are where they're supposed to be. But this Commanders team, they're doing the things they need to do. Now, we were very concerned last week. What will they do for a running back? What will they do for a game breaker? With Donna, I bought Donna in, I bought the big fella in, I bought Mike in, and I bought the G in. Donna, you first. You tell me how they found merit in the guys that they want to pick.
Jacoy Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill Tony, 111 yards. He caught a couple of passes, and then he had 2 touchdowns, Tony. He is such a phenomenal runner. If you watch him run with that hesitation step and everything, and the way he hits the holes and the way he busted those 2 touchdowns wide open on the left side, it was almost like the same play. But it does help to have JD5 back also, Tony, throwing the rock to you. But the other guys, Tony, as far as Jeremy McNichols and also Rodriguez, the way they're interchanging those 3 guys is really throwing teams off because they don't know how to adjust to anybody. But Bill, to me, is that guy that they finally found, I believe. I mean, we're only 5 games into the season.
Yeah,
but
we don't want to get too far ahead.
But still, Tony, I got to give him his props because he told me a week ago in the locker room during the week, He said, I'm going to have my breakout game. Well, he told me that last week, but it was just a week later, Tony, that he had that breakout game. But the way he runs the ball and the way the Commanders stuck with the run helps the passing game because the offensive line is doing a great job blocking.
Don't be telling me what he told you 2 weeks ago.
He didn't tell you, Tony.
He told me 20 years ago you could play basketball, and you ain't proved that yet.
And he's still telling you that.
Gary, let me ask you this, though. I got a question for the quarterback who was this one. Samuels is really playing his way into this. I think he may be fighting to be that number one sooner or later. What do you think?
In terms of Debo, I mean, Debo's playing great. I think, quite honestly, offensively, he's probably playing the best of everybody on the team. Every time you put the ball in his hands, he does something spectacular. He always makes a play. This gentleman's playing football at the top. I mean, he's playing spectacular right now. And if we can get everybody playing like Debo, our team's going to be amazing.
And you know what I like about it, and it's seen this different than the things that they're doing. We said that they had to have the running back, but it seems as though they're using tight ends a lot better right now, Mike. Coming across the middle, they're catching plays in timely times. Do you think this is something they'll start growing with? Because if you go back and research all the teams of the Washington era that went to the Super Bowl, tight ends like Rick Walker and all of them were very important. And it looked like they're trying to develop this with this game.
Well,
I'm telling you,
Tony, what I would say is they just missed John Bates. Now, I know he's primarily a blocking tight end, but, you know, and Donna, I think we talked about this, Donna. Ben Sinnott has been quite a blocker lately. It's just a matter of time before they get him the ball. But Zach Ertz, he wasn't a big factor in the game on Sunday, but just his presence there and the attention that he draws when he goes over the middle, whether it be a slant or a button hook, whatever it is, he gets a lot of attention. And not only from the linebacker, but also a safety comes up. So you're right, Tony. I mean, you know, when Bates gets back,
hey, Mike, he's back. Hey, Mike, John Bates played on Sunday, so he's back.
But if he mean when he get back, he's all way back. They always say a player is back. But if you had any kind of serious injury, you just out there. You ain't back yet. Speaking of that right now, I waited to have the big fat last because he was talking about them offensive linemen. He even gave them a name. What did you call him last year? Last week, big fella?
Look here, Pops. I had my flashlight last week, but this week we're going to go on and do this. Bow. I can see clear now. Let's go. Much better performance. Last week I was looking for you. You told me to put my glasses on. I can see better. Better performance from all points. We started out slow, but the offensive line picked it up, protected him well because we needed that kind of protection. Jaden slid. I don't even want to talk about the defense until it's time because I was just so happy with that. But guess what? This is what we do nowadays. Everybody pretty much, they ate. Everybody ate, Pops. Everybody got full, and that's what kind of performance we need. So I'm going to start wearing my glasses more so I can see better, fellas. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Tony, before you go to Brian Mitchell, who has joined us, can we go to the locker room, the winning locker room, to hear from him?
You want to leave a superstar to go to
No, because I want Brian.
Donna, you walking on feet. We'll do that, though, but I can't believe. Mitch, welcome to the show. Man, she didn't even want us to tell you, hey.
Tony, I was letting you say hi, but I was bringing him in once we went to the locker room because let me tell you, Brian was there. He probably was chopping up the bits to hear what's going on. But Tony, let's quickly go to the locker room and then you can come back with Brian so that he can eat some too.
Talk about this team as a whole, just the way they played from the offensive side of the ball, having Jaden back and what the defense did with 2 turnovers today.
Now, when we start with Mikey, me and Mikey been coming to me all week talking about, I feel like I'm going to catch a pick this week. And, you know, he caught one. 2 turnovers by the defense. You know, we harp on always turnovers and, you know, playing complimentary football. And after the turnover, we go down and get 3. Then it's 10-10, come out at the half. we go score and then defense go out there and stop them.
Just making sure we own that line of scrimmage. I think that's the biggest part of it. And we do that, we can get Bill out in space and all those running backs that we got. I mean, shoot, like you saw what he did today. Man, like what he can do. It's truly special, and that's the biggest importance. We got to be a cleaner pocket for him, and we got to eliminate the pressures for sure.
Yeah, we just had to start making plays. We knew it was going to be, kind of a dogfight, and they came out hot, and we just had to withstand that first blow, and then once we started making plays and got it going, that's when the running game started picking up, pass game started picking up, and we started making plays.
But one thing that we're finding out, we got about a minute left. We're finding out that this team, when we look at them, week prior to this, we thought that they had maybe missed a beat. Maybe they were just lucky. But now as you look at this team, and one thing that's very important to me, you can look at each and every facet, each week, and see some kind of improvement. When you have a team like that, you have a team that's walking its way to the Super Bowl. When we come back, we'll talk about that Super Bowl. Because you know why they were good the other day? They put boots on the ground. We'll be back.
Hi, welcome home. It's Michelle Van Allen from Van Allen Real Estate. I am over 20 years experienced in this real estate game. We all know that right now this market takes an experienced agent to get you what you need. All of you sellers, if you're considering putting your house on the market, please give me a call. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk to you to find out where you place in this market. Hey, you first-time home buyers, remember, right now is the perfect time. It's a buyer's market to get you into your first dream home. Hey, you investors, this is an amazing time to invest. If you ever thought about it, give me a call. We can talk about it. We can talk about specific properties that are on your radar and mine. Give me a call. I'd be more than happy to welcome you into the Van Allen Real Estate team. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Now, you know what? On this show, we always try to bring in surprises. Now, our surprise kind of messed up this time, but one time we bring one of the best return men ever to play the game. It's really unfortunate. He, as well as G, are not in the Hall of Fame yet. But I tell you what, they're Hall of Fame players, and they know what they're talking about when we talk game. Beat Mitch.
Let's go.
What up, T? How you doing, man? I'm just trying to hang in there. Old man kind of count the days, but other than that.
Hey, don't just count them, man. You got to live them when you're here, brother.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. But let's be, we got to take, we've been on the offense. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I have and I think I'm going to jump a little bit with this, but one thing I wanted to ask you about the quarterback, since you played quarterback at one time, also, it looked like Jaden's trying to prove to everybody early in that game that he can still run and he can take it. I do not think that's a good idea. He made some good plays, but I saw 2 or 3 plays where he could have been out again.
Well, I just think the thing about it is Jaden is going to run the football. We have to understand that. And he's a competitor. But the ultimate thing, I think he was trying to get used to that knee brace. Early on, he ran the ball and he slipped with those pink cleats on. Once he changed the pink cleats, he was a different player out there. And the ultimate thing is, he threatens defenses because he's capable of running. He's going to have to do it. I love the fact that yesterday when he got to points, he slid and things like that. But it's tackle football. He's going to get tackled. You know what I mean? He just got to make sure he got to make sure he don't get those unnecessary hits. And I think he did a good job of trying to manage that yesterday.
Hey, Brian, you know what I like with Jaden? When he was running behind Bill, and Bill ran that long run, and then Jaden was right out there running with him, almost like a blocker. And I was like, I know Coach Quinn is chomping at the block because Jaden looked like he was getting ready to take on someone.
You know what you see about this team, though, and you see this team got a little attitude too. It ain't like up in here, and that's what I like. We haven't seen that in the last few years. We've seen guys that say they have attitude, But I want to take somebody with attitude, you know, just like when Donna be messing up. But I'll jump off of that right now.
But you know what, though? I think you look at it like this. Like Gary, when he found out I was a quarterback in college, he couldn't believe it because of the way I acted on the football field.
Right, just for
Jaden is not the biggest guy out there, but you don't ever want him to become passive on the football field. Because every time I got passive from high school all the way through the pros, I got hurt. But when I was aggressive, I didn't get hurt. You know, the hit he took in our Green Bay, this guy was going for his knee, and he caught him in the proper way. If he had gotten his foot off the ground, he had no problems. You know, but the ultimate thing is I don't want to ever take the competitiveness out of him. But I want him to be able to protect himself when he can. He's going to get tackled. But if he ever stops being the aggressive competitor that he is, he won't be as effective as he is. So I don't mind him going out there. And if somebody take an unnecessary hit on him, I expect somebody on that damn offense to come out there and do something because of it. We know the Hogs would do it.
Exactly.
You know,
don't you get a little scared when we think about RG3 though? I mean, come on.
No. RG3 was a mental midget. He did not understand. He didn't try to protect himself. He was out there trying to act like he was bigger than the team. He could carry everything. Jaden is not that guy. Jaden wants to win football, okay? But Jaden is not going to take unnecessary. Robert knew his knee was messed up and would not tell the people. So then he got hurt later on. Everybody blamed Mike Shanahan. That was all Robert Griffin III's fault. Jaden Daniels got hurt, and he came out there after the coach told him, look, we need you to protect yourself. And we can see he took many chances yesterday to do just that. So I know people compare him and Robert. Yeah, both of them were the second pick. Both of them are black, and both of them are Heisman Trophy winners. That's where it ends. When it comes down to the mental capacity, Jaden is ahead of him. Definitely.
Much smarter.
That's where it ends.
Let me sing you a tune. Because the boy been preaching.
Let's go.
Mitch, special question. Do you do you think the sliding is safer? I don't think it's safer because I'm sliding feet first. Like you could, I mean, if you really want to hurt somebody.
No, it's safer because they're not supposed to hit him once he gives his body up. Now, I will say this: just because you got a rule, don't mean nobody gonna follow it. Because the speed limit is 55. I know a lot of people doing 70, 80 every day. But the thing Jaden has to understand, when he go to slide, still try to protect yourself. Somebody's going to hit you. We just saw yesterday, somebody hit him late when he was sliding. Somebody hit somebody last night in the game. They called it. But they didn't call it against Jaden. The ultimate thing is rules are there to help police the game. But it doesn't mean that there's some idiots out there that's not going to do it anyway. So I want him to protect himself. But I'd rather him get down than try to run through somebody because those two shoulders are necessary. Those knees are necessary. If he was built like me, 5'10", 200 and something pounds, 220, looking for contact, I wouldn't mind. But we don't need him doing what Brian Mitchell did. We need him to protect himself a little bit.
Sounds
good. If he was built like me, 5'10", 400. I don't think they. No, but we were joking about it a lot, and we got to jump over into this defense a little bit. I know y'all like talking about the offense and what they did and what they did, and they were pretty good. And I saw them, but I'm gonna jump on you first. Defensive line, talk to me.
Key word. I gave him the nickname, so I want B-Mitch to hear it. Let's go, Fig Newton.
I like it.
Let's go, because if you think about a Fig Newton, it's supposed to jam up the middle. They jam up the middle. You need milk. You need everything, and you just can't. He was a problem, Pops. He was forcing the middle. He was making it so Dorrance and them could eat. So he was giving them sacks. Also, Pops, that knockdown at the end, that was a huge play. He's the one that tipped the ball to get Mikey Saratel that pick. Thank you, Fig Newton. And overall, defense are better at tackling. Now, one thing I did notice, and y'all may could agree with me, we're better gang tacklers. I just see when we got to take people head on, it's kind of tough. But when we surround you and get a couple guys on you, then it's a problem. But overall, Dad, 5 sacks. I can't hate on the defensive line, Pop. They not this yet, so don't go too far.
Yeah. No.
But they show potential.
But you know what? You think about that 5 sacks and a lot of pressures. And that was important. But one thing that you said that was very paramount to me in the game was you always saw 3 or 4 commanders around each play.
Yeah.
That's what I like seeing. And Donna, I know they had to have that feeling because this defense is getting better. I know we talked about the defensive backs, but they played better. The linebackers, you can tell Wagner, whatever he is, he's still playing like he's a young boy. And you look at that defensive line, look as if, down to me, they want to take over being the team, the big team over there, the one that counts, that defensive line.
Yeah, Tony, I think that after that game last week that they lost in Atlanta, it reshaped that team a little bit because they had to get back to the basic things as far as refocusing, because the tackling back down in Atlanta was awful. And it still is not 100% because they did do a better job. But even Javon Kinlaw was talking to me after the game on Sunday, and he was saying, I still miss some tackles that I have to get better at. I do like the fact that they admit when they do something wrong, but they played a little more aggressive. The second half, let me tell you, Quan Martin set the tone. When he ended up forcing the fumble, that changed everything. It changed everything for the defense. It changed everything for the offense because that was the spark that they needed, because after that, they came at it. You think about it, the Chargers didn't score in the second half. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and after that, they were quiet after that because the defense silenced them because of their aggressive play. A few of the explosive plays still, but for the most part, they stayed true to their assignment. Coach Quinn told me last week that it was Coach Witt. He said it was too much individuality last week in that Atlanta game, and they got back to staying true to where they supposed to be and not playing like they're the only guys on there. So the individuality went out the door and they played as a team. That's what I saw from this defense, the aggressive play and just them, staying true. The back end played well. The front end was aggressive. So you kind of like where the defense ended in that game because they shut them out in the second half.
Well, I only got a minute left, and I want to ask G this one. G, now you've been watching these defensive backs for 5 weeks now, and also as well through the spring game. Tell me what you have seen. They're still moving up. They're the same, or they've gotten better each and every week?
I can't say they've gotten better each and every week. I think they played better this past game. I think they played better, but still, if you have to pick the biggest flaw in our team, if you go to pick a flaw, it's probably our defensive backs. At the end of the day, the defense is still giving up 20 points a game.
Yeah.
And they should be giving up 17 or less. That's just the rule. Everybody knows it. The rule is 17 or less. That's what you give up each game. So they're getting better, of course. They played better. When the game first started off, everything was a little shaky. You go right down, it was 10, what was it, 10-0 there for a second. So, I think the defense will get better each game. Hopefully moving forward, they'll get better because they learn from each game. But they have to do that now because at some point in time, you have to become what the offense is.
Exactly. Well, now, I don't know about the dominant part of it. There you go with that part.
And it's kind of been that way the whole time with the Burgundy and Gold. The offense is really dominant.
I don't know, Pops. You got 2 offensive weapons on here. I don't know.
I know. I asked the wrong question there.
You got one.
But I do have one more about the special team.
Yeah.
Mitch, you didn't get a chance to answer, but this special team and what I like, if we look at the last 4 or 5 years, this is the first time we've had a special team that's made plays maybe 2 and 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And I know they will not do that all the time, but that's encouraging, is it not?
It's very encouraging because I think right now they have 3 guys returning in Debo, Luke, and also Jalen. All 3 of those guys are aggressive. I want to talk to Luke about hitting it a little bit harder on the kickoffs because if he hits it full speed at the line instead of chopping his feet, he now has that extra momentum to bring him out the other side. I believe Luke is going to get one here very soon. We already saw Debo. Debo's aggressive. And Jalen has unbelievable return skills. So I think all 3 of those guys are capable. But we also look at them on the coverage team. These guys want to go knock heads. We got Jeremy Reeves is now still playing on special teams. He's a cover guy, plus playing safety. I saw y'all talking about tackling earlier. Yes, they were wrapping up yesterday. Game against Atlanta, all they did was throw forearms. And if you throw forearms on any legitimate running back, they are not going down. But then when you have Gay over the last 2 weeks, he was 6 for 6. And then you have Tress, the way Tress is, all of those different aspects changes up the momentum for you in any team. I know when I got here, Coach Gibbs said, listen, special teams can throw it one way or the other. If we mess up, we can make it to where the other team is going to win. But if we go out there and do some legitimate things, we can help our team win. Their special teams now is bringing it along. If they do that all year, and I think they're going to break a few more touchdowns this year, I think things are going to be special going down the stretch.
That's a great analogy, and I think you're right, because we have said over and over, the ideology is to have three facets of the team doing their thing, and that's what they're doing right now. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but we've been on enough good teams and have seen enough good teams to know this team has potential. Now, we stay away from the injury bug and try to improve everywhere else and keep our eye on Philadelphia. They may getting ready to lay an egg, but I'll really be scared of Dallas. They're there. Their defense hasn't played well, but still, they're there. So they're dangerous. So when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about around the league, because it's unreal. Now, who would have thought the Ravens 1-4? But you know what? If they don't go 4-1 in a little while, we may not be calling them the Ravens next year. We'll be calling them the Rats. We back.
People don't know the real story of what happened.
It was an unbelievable series of events and an unbelievable time.
Their championship was taken away from them in 1969. We are living in their championship now.
50 some years later, good is coming from it. They are impacting state after state after state after state.
And we're going to show the world how to love.
Looking for top-notch sports officials who know the game inside and out? The Greater Potomac Officials Association, GPOA, proudly serves the military community throughout our region, with nearly 90% of our officials being military retirees, active duty service members, or guardsmen. We bring unmatched discipline, professionalism, and integrity to every contest. From youth leads to adult alumni, our officials cover it all. Want to learn more about GPOA or bring our officials to your program? Contact owner and CEO Earl Teller III at 202-498-2032 or email him at gr8rpotomac@comcast.net. Well, you know what? We were so excited about the offense. We were a little excited about the defense. But guess what? We didn't go to the locker room to hear from the defense, who played really well. So let's go there and hear from the defense. You got the forced fumble, and then Mikey gets the interception. Talk about just what you all were able to do on defense in creating turnovers.
We talked about it all week, 2+ turnovers. We worked it all week in practice, just getting the ball out. However it happened, it's going to happen. So guys just playing hard, running to the ball, and talk about tips and overthrows, forced fumbles, all that, however it comes.
You get down 10-0 in the first half, and then second half, it seems like everybody contributed. Having number 5 back, running game was going with Bill, and then this defense was just solid overall.
Right. Really just getting things started, man. Talk about momentum. Don't know where the play going to come from. Somebody just got to change the game. And, I had the opportunity to make a play, and I did. And I think we just rode off that momentum for the whole game.
We talked about it all week. We need to turn over. And that's going to change the momentum of the game. And then having the ball back to our offense. So, it was emphasized all week. And, the guys came out with 2. And, I'm as a defense, we're happy with that.
And this team as a whole was just clicking. Second half, everybody contributed. What did you like about what you saw overall from this team?
Man, just finishing. Winning time moments. We came out second half. We didn't give the defense stood up and give them no points, and offense coming in and moving the ball, and milking the clock out down to however that was left on the clock, and the defense coming on the field. That's how complimentary football should be. So, just continue to grow from that. It's a long way flight back home, but we're gonna enjoy this one.
But you're flying back with the W.
Oh yeah, this one we flying with big does. You know what I mean? So, blessed.
Talk about just how this team just played today and got this win.
Obviously we've been on a roller coaster ride, and it was just clear for us from the week that we didn't want to be on that no more. So we came out and we played the game that we needed to play and accomplished what we needed to do.
What did you like about what this team did today from the offensive side of the ball, defensively overall, and to have your quarterback back?
Everything, and they played really well. A lot of explosive plays, a lot of energy given to the defense, and we did the same thing for them too, giving them the ball back on turnovers and stuff.
What was the message from Coach Quinn heading into this game?
We got to get off the roller coaster. We got to start being consistent and being who we really are.
So, what did you like about what you all did today?
Well, I just like how we said we was going to do something as far as cleaning up the little things, and we did that, and it showed up today. And that was my favorite thing about just being in the game and just watching some things. So,
hey Tony, like they said, somebody had to make plays, and they came up big. And Javon Kinlaw, I love him because he don't play. Look, they won, but guess what? He was like, "We gotta still do better."
Yeah, but I mean, to me, was that a basketball shirt that Armstrong had on?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
He had on Kobe, dog. He had on Kobe.
He let me go. He can shot too.
He meant to look like a Kobe. Look like a great Kobe.
He had on the Black Mamba, dog. Look, Black Mamba could go across all different sports.
Let's go.
Kobe wanted to step on your neck, and when he had on that jersey, I knew he was gonna be good.
And that's the kind of attitude you really have to have now.
Yeah.
You guys had it. We had it. I remember even when we were going down to Dallas and everybody had on fatigues with me. I was too close to getting cut. I wasn't going to do that. But at the same time, everybody wore the fatigues. We won that game, and that's the kind of rivalries we want to see coming back. With that being said, a lot of things are changing around the leagues, guys. We only got about 5 or 6 minutes, but we got to hit this. I wasn't lying about that 1-4. I said, I can't believe that. Then you go out to New England, of all people, go out and show Buffalo they're not ready yet. And then Philadelphia lose. Tell me what's happening.
Well, you know what's happening, man. People get complacent. Last night you saw Stephon Diggs and his attitude. It catapulted the New England Patriots. We got my man over there in Bo over in Denver. He catapulted his team, and that defense held them a little bit. Listen, that's some internal strife going on in Philadelphia. So be careful with that team. They won last year. It's not guaranteed they can come back and win it again this year, but you have to find a way. I remember when we went to the Super Bowl in '91, it was Monty Coleman every day, every game, making us understand we've done nothing yet. We got to win the one coming.
That's right.
Too many people look in the past and not look at what's going on presently and in the future. If you don't get prepared for the present, you're going to have problems in the future. And you don't learn from your past, you're going to damn sure have problems in your future. So a lot of guys are getting caught up in that. That's why I love the fact that Dan Quinn, a coach here, keeps these guys thinking about what they got to do now to make sure they do good later.
And Tony, up the road in Baltimore, I don't know what's happened to them. They got a lot of injuries too. And then you don't have your starting.
I don't want to cut you off, but I want you to hear what Gary said about. We could tell last year that Philadelphia had some inside problems. And now, I mean, not Gary didn't say it, but that's what B. Mitchell just said. You can tell that, and I don't even know what he's saying, but I bet it's between Brown and the quarterback. And they all want to see who could be. That was the one thing about our Super Bowl teams. Didn't nobody care about being the one. We wanted to be the all. And that's what they have to get now. And that's why they don't have that. And Mike, let me ask you this. You do the NFL news and you look around. Is this a problem with is more good people in the NFL or more bad players?
It is interesting because I do have to read a ton of stuff to come up with that NFL news to try to be current. I think they talked about the upsets on Sunday. I think a number of teams are in turmoil right now. You know what, Tony? It all comes down to injuries. If you're losing key players, and I think that it was a good example with losing a couple of your offensive linemen in the Chargers game, and look what Washington was able to do. They look like a swarming defense. So when you get teams that are losing offensive and defensive lines, which are really where the games are won, then you can toss a coin. You really can. It doesn't matter how much you read. The Philadelphia game surprised the living daylights out of me. So, Tony, I just don't think we know. I really don't think we know, because we just have to look at the injuries and predict. But I want to say one last thing. There was a guy that made a sack in the game on Sunday, and his name was McGee. And I thought to myself, you know what? If he just changes the spelling of his name, he's going to get more playing time. He's a linebacker. He'll get more playing time.
Plus, we're going to try to see, can we slip Solomon in there and get a little uniform time. He's a McGee, too. But with that being said, when we come back, we'll be talking a little bit about these picks. We'll talk about the ones that we have going on with other bars, and we also talk about the ones between us. Now, with this being the kind of season that it is, man, it's hard to do this right. But Donna Hopkins, I want y'all to know, she's pencil whooping us every week.
Here we go. Here we go. Tony McGee's Pro Football Plus Speakers Bureau offers you various opportunities to connect with former and current players along with Tony and the crew. For more information, go to redmagplus.com Speakers Bureau.
The one-of-a-kind joy of Kellogg's cereal and ice-cold milk.
In NFL news this week, Mark Sanchez was in Indianapolis this past Saturday preparing to call Sunday's game between the Raiders and the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. Well, Sanchez got into an altercation with a truck driver at 12:30 in the morning, and he was stabbed successive times. He was admitted to an Indianapolis hospital in critical condition, but he has been upgraded to stable. Sanchez is currently facing charges. The Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson could be out at least 2 more weeks with a calf injury. Is his return and several other Ravens defensive starters enough to salvage the season? Some experts think so. One said never count out a Harbaugh. Former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler began serving a 4-day jail sentence in Franklin, Tennessee this past week after pleading guilty to misdemeanor DUI. Wisely, he pleaded guilty to a DUI to avoid a gun charge. By now, you know Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill suffered a dislocated knee and emerged from surgery this past week in time to give his team a pep talk. Hill's injury was a severe one, and at 31, his return to football is in question. Browns rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel, 24, became the 41st Browns quarterback to start a game since the franchise returned to the NFL in 1999. He threw 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. It looks like the Raiders' Brock Bowers could be out a few more weeks with a knee injury. That knee's been bothering him all season. Sit him down, Raiders. Quarterback Daniel Jones never put up 40 points when he was with the New York Giants, but he's done it twice with Indy. The Saints are no longer winless. They may be onto something as they had 5 takeaways on 5 possessions on Sunday. Detroit has amassed 174 points in its first games. That's an NFL record. LA Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen recorded his 1,000th career reception Sunday. It was the fastest ever to get to 1,000 catches. The Bills wore all white jerseys Sunday night, and the fans wore white as well. It was a whiteout in a number of ways, especially when it came to reading the numbers on the jerseys. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth couldn't see the numbers. I think you could tell. The Jets are the first NFL team in history to go 0-5 without a single takeaway. Have you noticed how impressive Gronk has become on the NFL on the Fox pregame and postgame shows? His comments are just as insightful, if not more so, than everybody else on the show. I'll have what he's having. Finally, we're on Bill Belichick watch at UNC. He's getting crushed by Power 4 teams. He has a $50 million contract, so he won't be shown the door soon, but it's looking pretty bleak. That's NFL news for this week.
Well, we've been talking all this game, and the one thing I know, I got game. And what about it? Donna Hopkins is saying, this is what's happening. Well, Donna Hopkins, first tell me what's happening with the Sports Bar Challenge. I mean, just our Sunday and Monday night challenge. I hear some people like me talking game, but when you got it, you got it, man. Come on.
This is what's happening, Tony. We're getting ready for our sports challenge because it is hot.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
And Tony, as you can see, it changed the leads again because Crystal City Pub came back. They were I think in last place. They're at 5-3 this week. Glory Days 6-2. They took the lead from GPOA, who's standing at 5-3. You should understand that, Tony, because you fell off too.
Didn't fall off on it because you made me fall off.
Hey, Tony, I don't have nothing but Crystal City Restaurant is at 5-3 and Van Allen Real Estate at 5-3. And as you can see, they are all close, Tony. But this week, they're taking most of them, Crystal City Pub, the Bills, Glory Days, the Bills, and GPOA took the Patriots, the only one that won that game, Tony, out of nowhere. I even asked them, Earl, over there with that association, I said, are you sure about the Patriots? Because the Bills are the hot team. But look who he picked. Crystal City Restaurant, the Bills, and then Van Allen Real Estate, the Bills. I want y'all to jump in. The Jaguars are hot right now. One of the best teams in football. They're playing the Chiefs. I'm starting with you, Brian. What do you think about this game between these two?
Hey, I think the Chiefs are getting Xavier Worthy back last week. And all of a sudden, when they get Rice back, they're going to be a much better team. Worthy is going to make a difference tonight. As long as you got number 15, you got a chance. Pat Mahomes is unbelievable, and Andy Reid is let's say an offensive dream because he's going to find ways to let you go out there and exploit whatever you have.
Oh, Solomon, you've been big on the Jags all season long. Do they have a chance against the Chiefs? Are you still gung-ho about the Jaguars?
First of all, no, I'm going to offer my apologies from last week. Glory Days, you got it. I'm going to start asking you for a cheat sheet because they were right about the Dolphins, which so no, I'm going with what Glory Days is going with this week. The Chiefs, I like the Jaguars because they up and coming, but I think like B. Mitch said, the Chiefs got something cooking now with their man Jay back as a receiver. And I feel like the guy that's about to get married soon, he may show up this game other than for the wedding. So I got them over the Jags, sharpshooter.
Hey, Gary, you are Chiefs always. You said do not bet against Patrick Mahomes. Is that still true?
You muted, G.
Well, I'll talk for him. No, you can't.
I didn't want you guys to hear what I said when Donna asked me such a stupid question. Of course, I'm always going to be with the Chiefs and Mahomes.
Hey, Tony, come on. The Chiefs, Jags, are you talk to me about the Jags. Are they for real this year?
Yeah, I think they are. They've gone through a couple of quarterbacks. Excuse me, you took my breath away saying that.
Because you were getting ready to say something false. I know.
I was getting ready to say the Chiefs is on their way down.
No.
What? The Jags, will win this game. Now, if you want some side bets, all of you friends will meet after the show.
Hey, Mike. Tony
Somebody
always
put
tell
something in Tony's
everybody
coffee. Somebody put something in Tony's coffee.
It has to be the Chiefs. Come on, you got Worthy back. He takes the top off of the offense. You got Juju Schuster. You have Hollywood Brown, and this rookie who stepped up named Thornton. And their offensive line's intact. They've got their defenses pretty much intact. The Chiefs are going to roll over the Jaguars.
Mike, Mike, you remind me of Caesar. You know better than that.
Well,
man.
Mike is in last place.
Don't let Don and them do that to you. Don, I want to ask you something. People have asked me, is it too late for them to get in the challenge or what?
Absolutely not, Tony. I was getting ready to, you beat me to the punch, Tony. Everybody still can get into the challenge because it is hot. We're only 5 games into the season and one come all that we want you to come on into the challenge. If you think that you can pick better than these guys, we want you to come on in. At the end, the number is there for you to be able to contact us to get into the challenge. So businesses, restaurants, all kind of establishments can get into this. And again, these restaurants right here has the best food, the Crystal City Sports Bar, the Glory Days, Crystal City Restaurant. And then we got the GPOA Officiating Association, the best in the area, with the military kids in areas. And then if you're looking for a home, if you're looking to sell your home or real estate or anything, Van Allen Real Estate is your go-to agent. So Tony.
Good group of people. And I guess you can do it like that because you'll be going on percentages and the winning and stuff. So all of you still have a chance unless you were like Donna Hopkins and you started 100 points behind. We'll be back.
I hear you whining already.
The one-of-a-kind joy of Kellogg's cereal and ice-cold milk.
Well, you look at what the Commanders are doing now. We look at everything and we're trying to keep up with them and how they're improving and looking at other teams. And, they got another team coming up in another week or so. The team that brought me into the league, the Chicago Bears, brought me in 1971. And I don't start counting because I was 12 when I came in the league. But I tell you what, this Chicago team is pretty tough. But as long as the Commanders continue their improvement, they'll be good. But Donna, y'all tell me about it. What's around the league? I mean, it looked like it's no one team that you can say it was Philadelphia, but now it's not anymore. And
well, Tony, let's just go to the picks and let everybody know where we at right now because you're at 13-7. I'm at 15-5, leading the charge.
Wow.
Gary is at 12-8. Mike is at 12-8, and Solomon is right breathing down my neck at 14-6. So it's close, Tony. But let's jump right in here. Seattle and the Jags are coming up. I'm starting with you, Tony, in that game. I know you picked Seattle. Why did you pick Seattle over the Jags?
I like the way they're building that team out there, and they got a good defense. They're moving forward. I think that they are right now, they're one of the young teams. See, we don't know about their receivers. One of them used to be here in Atlanta. He was from Alabama. They got a really good team, and I kind of overshot them last week, but I will not do it this week.
Hey, Brian, I'm coming to you. The Cardinals at the Colts. The Colts have surprised everybody with Daniel Jones. Now, all of us are picking the Colts. What do you see in that team, or are you swaying towards the Cardinals a little bit?
No, I'm going with the Colts. I think the Colts have a running game and a running back that's very good. And once you have a running game, you can do whatever you want. When Daniel Jones had to carry a team, he showed he can. Now Daniel Jones is an extra, okay? His running back is the number one out there, and he feeds off of that. Daniel Jones has talent. He can run the ball as well. But when I look over at the Cardinals, I just think Kyler Murray has not proven to me that he's dedicated to football.
Fact.
He has in Marvin Harrison Jr., he has an unbelievable receiver. That guy will catch balls and make big plays all the time. But Kyler does not give it enough to be able to go out there and take down the Colts, I believe.
Hey, Mike, I'm coming to you with the 49ers at the Bucks. Todd goes down there, just keeps winning. That team is a good team too, but the 49ers, even with their injuries, is making some noise. I know in our picks and everything, we all picked the Bucks. Talk to me about 49ers and the Bucks.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Are you all as surprised as I am with how Mac Jones has been playing? I mean, they veritably gave up on him, and I think he's won 3 of their games. And Brock Purdy, it's a coin flip whether he'll be back, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't have picked the Bucks, but the 49ers, they shocked me. But you can't say enough about Kyle Shanahan. I mean, he's one of the top 4 coaches in the NFL, no question.
And next up, Gary, I'm coming to you. The Bengals, even with their quarterback being gone, at the Packers. Who do you like there? I know we're all picking the Packers. The Packers slipped a little bit, had that game with Dallas where it was 40-40 and then nobody was playing no defense. Are you still high on the Packers? And there you go, Gary.
Tony keep telling me to be quiet because he doesn't want to hear what I have to say.
Because he said you don't know nothing.
My brother, I'm paying you for by the word, so I can't have him having you talk a lot, man. Come on.
No, I mean, there's a reason why we all picked the Packers. I mean, I think we all know the reason. I mean, when the Packers play at their best, they're a really hard team to beat. I don't care who's playing them. So if they're playing at their best, which I think they will be doing, I think they'll win the football game. That's why.
And Brian, I'm going to leave the last game for you. You got the Lions at the Chiefs, and the Lions, everybody thought that they were somewhat dead in the waters, and they have came back alive. But the Chiefs, they're playing there. Even the Chiefs got that Monday night game. How do you see this playing out? Because I think all of us like the Lions too, and this was a hard one.
Well, the Lions, I think today they said they're one of their top cornerbacks is hurt and maybe out. And if you lose a cornerback against Pat Mahomes and now you're starting to get all of your players back at the receiver position, you're going to have problems. I believe that the Chiefs have a good enough defense to put pressure on Jared Goff. And when you put pressure on Jared Goff, you got a hell of a chance of beating him because he'll throw the ball to anybody. He just want to get out of his hands.
Fact.
Hey, Tony, I'm glad that we all picked the Chiefs. I think so.
I tell you, did I pick the Chiefs too?
Yeah, I think I picked the Lions.
No, Tony, you picked the Lions, and Solomon picked the Lions.
That's right. That's all right. Me and my son gonna be the right ones.
What up?
Hey, y'all didn't see he's wearing blue.
Right.
Right. They should know. And I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan. The creek they call Battle. But you know what? We can talk about the creek they call Battle. We can talk about everything. We can talk about the team. But one thing this is a good season going on. And we want you fans to stay involved with us with this. We love doing this. We may talk bad sometimes. You ain't heard nothing yet. Are we always going to be right? Can a mule poop the mason grapes? No. So but we're going to do the best we can do, and we want y'all to come back and enjoy. So when we get ready to say bye, we don't say bye, we say in the minute.
Bill Staley, number 76, began the year as a starter and continued to play up to his 1970 form. But early in the year, he was injured, and a rookie, Tony McGee, number 71 from Bishop College in Texas, became a starter and kept the job for the rest of the year. Tony McGee, number 71, had a fine sophomore season on the young, rebuilt defensive line. In the secondary, Charlie Ford, number 32, had 7 special teams, allowed the Bears' defense to write the story at Philadelphia. They allowed only 83 rushing yards
When Sugar Bear shot the gap next to the center, Craig Hanneman, number 74, looped into the open area, and a wave of red washed over the bothered and bewildered Burt Jones. On offense, across the country to San Diego, where the defense was outstanding.